Max.
Hi, and I'm Denise.
And welcome back to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. And this week's show is all about community and giving back.
That's the key word, community and giving back.
Right. We're going to do a segment today about Art Walters, the Lincoln Foundation, and also something that's probably near and dear to your heart.
It was Smoketown Day.
We'll take a
Hashtag YBPRC. If we can get no justice, there can be no peace. We royal, blood of Mansa Musa flows inside of me until we arms lock united, MLK down the street. We rose from Bloody Sunday cause the fight would not decease. And now we fight inequity for fingers, too. Peace.
Join the conversation. Visit pridepeaceprevention.org.
Well, the first segment we did was with the Lincoln Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
I know you had an opportunity to catch up with Larry McDonald.
Yes. You know, their fundraisers are been very well received and quite notable because they deal with jazz.
Right.
But more vintage classical jazz. And the
Correct.
Musicians, well, let's just take a look. I am smiling because I am in a place that is going to provide some exquisite entertainment, but this entertainment is for a good cause. We're going to talk about that, but I'm here with Mr. Larry McDonald. Larry, welcome.
Thank you, Denise, for having me. I'm so glad that you're here this evening.
So we won't have any more suspense. Just share with the audience about your role with the Whitney M. Young Scholars and what tonight means and what year this is and all that stuff. Because there's a lot of people have heard about the program, but they don't know, so we're going to peel back some layers.
Thank you, Denise. The Whitney M. Young Scholars Program is a college prep program. We work with young people in grades 7 through 12, the majority of whom qualify for free or reduced lunch and have a minimum GPA of 3.0. And it's an intense, holistic development of young people where we focus on academic achievement and we prepare them to graduate from high school, matriculate to college, and our track record is second to none. This year, we have 27 college graduates with 5 master's degrees, which includes an MBA from Cornell, an MBA from the prestigious Darden School, University of Virginia, a pharmacy grad at UK, 2 engineering grads, and most of those students are students of color, specifically African American.
So you mentioned about 3.0 GPA, so I'm sure that is the main, would you say, criteria that they have to meet?
Yes, qualify 3.0 GPA minimum and qualify for free or reduced lunch.
So basically, how do you all get the word out? Because many years I've heard about this program, but I don't know, how do you go about it if you were interested, in getting your son or daughter involved?
We have an open enrollment period, if you will, from January 1 through March 31. And our biggest partner is Jefferson County Public Schools. We've got 500-600 kids, so we go into the schools. We work with the counselors, assistant principals, teachers to have young people nominated. And we go in and basically convince them that they should be a part of this program, and we partner with their parents. Our program is 100% education. We meet on the first and third Saturday of the month. Why? Because we all know Black Achievers is second and fourth Saturday. And Dr. Samuel Robinson, who created this program, and we're so thankful he's here tonight, we both met as volunteers there many years ago. So what we do is focus on education and use that to save the lives of young people.
Now, I know raising money can require a lot of effort. How did you all come up with the idea of this successful fundraiser with the concert Jazz with Lionel Hampton?
Well, for many years we have done an evening of jazz. We basically have rebranded or re-engineered that program. The late, great Lionel Hampton being a Louisville native. For years I've talked to Ken Clay and Dick Sisto, why don't we do our own festival? They do one in Idaho, but we're starting small, and maybe we can emulate the great work of you and Max with your festival with just a focus on Lionel Hampton. But that's really how it came about. This is our 22nd consecutive year of promoting a jazz concert fundraiser.
I didn't realize it's been that long.
Yes, we started with Wynton Marsalis a long time ago, and basically his entourage. We've had some great musicians. In fact, we had Marcus Johnson, who you all know all too well.
Two of the students who are involved with the Whitney M. Scholars Program is Nikki and TJ, and so welcome to Urban Lifestyles. Nikki, I'm going to start with you. Share with us your experience in the Whitney M. Scholar Program.
My Whitney Young Scholars Program, my experience has been nothing less than amazing. I actually went to Austria this past summer, and they helped fund my trip, and it was just an amazing trip, and I'm so thankful that they were able to help me just go through the motions of being able to pay for it, and I just had an amazing experience.
Now, when you're in the program, do you get, I'm going to fund this to you, TJ, do you get to select your own school, or do they kind of help you in that process of where you want to go to school? Because I know you're at Berea.
I am at Berea.
Okay, and you're at?
Daniel. I currently go to the University of Louisville.
Yes.
As far as I know, and the way it worked for me, when I went to the program, all they did was kind of help mold your options as far as school. As far as schools were looking at, they helped you with your GPA, helped you find scholarships to different places, helped you look at what different schools offered you as far as different majors and things like that. So it's not, the option and the choice is up to you, which I feel like education always should be. But they just kind of like helped you, give you like the best array of options to decide and pick from.
So, one thing, what is most memorable of the best help that you've received thus far?
The best help I received, can I pick two? Okay, so over the summers when I first started, we always had different activities where we would visit colleges and things like that. We would be able to stay on these campuses for 1 or 2 weeks, and I feel like they gave me the experience of actually being on a campus and having to like not necessarily watch over myself, because obviously it's supervised, but you have a lot of free time that you have to do, but you still have like work that you have to accomplish, and getting that like kind of like schedule of you need to be able to do things on your own without the help of others is a valuable lesson. And then secondly, obviously the scholarship help, because education is very expensive nowadays. So any kind of help that the Whitney M. Young Foundation delivers is very much appreciated by every single student that comes here.
And one for you?
I would say that the summer institutes, those were one of the most helpful things for me personally. Going to the different college campuses, just figuring out like what TJ said, like what they have to offer, and just kind of opening your horizons. For me, college visits weren't really an option, and so through the summer programs, I was able to go to these colleges, which I wouldn't have had the chance to do had they not been available.
You know, the Lincoln Foundation and the program, it's something that's very special, and the kids, hats goes off to them because they're doing some phenomenal work.
I was quite impressed of the recipients, and just because of the Lincoln Foundation being able to take the steps into the future of what they want to do with their endeavors. So hats off, a phenomenal fundraiser with the jazz, and congrats again to the Lincoln Foundation.
We'll take another break and back with more of Urban Lifestyles right after this.
101.3, Kentuckiana's #1 station for R&B.
Can we swim a lake by the ocean?
Magic 101.3.
Be the green light. With your permission.
We're live, local, and Louisville. Magic 101.3, the home of Steve Harvey and Morning Show. We are.
We're more than an energy company.
We are mothers,
fathers,
neighbors, and friends.
Working hard when the weather is good,
and even harder when it's not. With online updates to keep you safe and informed during the storm.
Programs to save you energy and money.
And new projects to help us provide cleaner, more reliable energy.
We are more than an energy company.
We are LG&E.
We're LG&E.
We are LG&E.
Our energies go to serving you.
So Denise, what is something that we are always looking for?
We are always still looking for those new show ideas.
That's correct. So if you've got a great show idea, be sure to go to our website at www.urbanlifestyles.net, and that's lifestyles with a Z. And if we happen to use your show idea, you could win a free oil change from Jeff Weiler Toyota. And of course, if you're in the mood for a new or pre-owned vehicle, go by and see Rodney Carter and tell him that Urban Lifestyles sent you. We'll take a break and back with more right after this.
Southern Indiana's #1 Toyota dealer. Hey folks, just take the bridge for savings. We're offering employee pricing for everyone who walks through the door. Remember, you pay what we pay. Come see me, Rodney Carter. We're closer than you think. Just take I-65, exit 4, Lewis and Clark Parkway, across from the Green Tree Mall, or visit us on the web at JeffWeilerClarksvilleToyota.com.
Well, I know you want to talk about this one because you are a Smoketown girl.
Yes, I am. Born and raised in Smoketown, Louisville's oldest African-American community. A lot of greats, if you want to call them that, have come out of Smoketown. And let's just take a look in the life of some of the residents now and what Smoketown is doing. Take a look. There are so many important people here and so many important tents, I would like to say, that's helping this community. One such important person, as I like to say, is Miss Nashan Hyde Tribute. Nashan, welcome to Urban Lifestyle.
Thank you so much. We're so glad you all are here. We are super excited about all the amazing things going down right here in Smoketown, the heart of it.
Talk about your connection and your role with, I guess it's Bates?
Yes, correct. I'm a fourth generation of Smoketown, so and I'm also a member of Bates Memorial Baptist Church, as well as I'm the executive director of Bates Community Development Corporation. So I got many ties here in the Smoketown community. I believe in this community, and I'm about community rising to be all that it's supposed to be. And it's just taking all of us to make it a wonderful community. So we thank you all for being here.
So I grew up in Smoketown here. Used to go over here at Grace Hope for the running club and skating with Mr. Stoney, Freddie Stoner. What changes can you say since you've many generations growing up here that you've seen changed?
Well, since they did a new housing development, I've seen a big major change. But what I'm seeing now is where people like myself and other community leaders and entrepreneurs, churches, nonprofits are saying, hey, we want to be able to bring the whole sense of Smoketown back and bring the history back. So this is the reason why we have events like this, because you can't have a great community if you don't have the history behind it.
I like that you said the word history because Smoketown is the oldest African-American community here in Louisville.
Yes, ma'am. It's the oldest African-American community, and it's built on so much rich tradition. And so many legends have came out of Smoketown that are still local, and a lot of them all over the world. So Smoketown is the place to be.
It's a perfect summer evening. We're here at the Smoketown Get Down Day, and there are a lot of interesting people and vendors. One such vendor is Miss Carrie Newmeyer. And Carrie, welcome to Urban Lifestyle.
Thank you so much.
Share with us about what your tent, Girls Rock Louisville, what is that and what do you do?
We are an organization that's all about empowering and building self-esteem with girls and women. And we run a summer program for girls between the ages of 10 and 18 where they can come to our camp, they can learn an instrument, form a band, write a song, perform at a real music venue, and then record in the studio. And so it's all about creative expression. It's less about being like a perfect instrumentalist and more about just expressing yourself and your ideas.
I can imagine a lot of girls really being excited about that. So my question is there a certain criteria that must be met in order to join?
No, just a desire to make music and express yourself.
So that means all genres of music?
Yes, rock is in our name, but we mean more like you rock as in like your self-esteem and who you are. The music itself is all genres.
Now, see, you have this book. What is this book about?
This is just our yearbook showing what we've done, and like we've got some different pictures of our programs. This is from our showcase concert. So just to give an idea of what we do. And then here at the Smoketown Get Down, we're inviting everyone to share why they rock. So why you rock, why you rock.
There's so much to do here at Smoketown Get Down Day, and so many interesting people and so many interesting sights. This t-shirt got my attention only to find out that this is Mr. Malcolm wearing the t-shirt.
Yes,
Mr. Malcolm, welcome to Urban Lifestyle.
How you doing out there?
Doing great, and I understand this young man is Malcolm. How are you?
I'm Braden.
Good. So what is the relationship between you two?
He's been my student for 3 years in the Bates Community Corporation program at Mazik Middle School.
Kingdom Academy.
So what do you all do there?
First off, we start out with like schoolwork, and then we have lunch like a school. But then we have activities, like way more than you'd have at a regular school.
Okay.
And Mr. Malcolm was a fun teacher because so this year we were in the actual church, and he'd take us across the road and to what was that building called?
Presbyterian Community Center.
Yeah, he'd take us there, and we got to play in the gym. Yeah, as long as we finished our work.
Are you a resident of Smoketown?
Yes.
Are you a resident?
Yes, I am.
So how long have you all been residents here? Because I grew up here in Smoketown.
I've been here since 2005.
Oh, okay. And how about you, Brady?
I think I've been here since like 2004.
And what's your favorite part of the...
That's not possible because I was born in 2008. I wasn't born in Smoketown, but
You've been here how long then?
I've been living here for about 5 years.
Okay, that sounds good. So what's your favorite part about the class that you have with Mr. Malcolm?
He'd always help us and encourage us to complete our work. And if we didn't understand something, he'd help us understand it.
You know, it was interesting seeing you in your neighborhood, in your natural environment where you grew up. But I think it's nice the way that the city is really kind of reclaiming Smoketown and just bringing it and exposing it to the entire community.
A lot has changed, and of course, you know, a lot of the housing and so forth has been torn down and rebuilt. But I would say the spirit is still there, and it's still a lot of good things that's still going on, as it was when I was growing up there in Smoketown. So hats off, and you know, I salute all those who are behind the scenes to still making Smoketown be one of the great neighborhoods.
Okay. So what's one of your fondest memories growing up in Smoketown?
Well, we was going over to the Grace Hope Presbyterian, and we had a lot of activities there, and you know, going skating, and used to be Mr. Freddie Stoner, you know, give us skating lessons, and we had the running club, and it was just a great way for community, and all kids were involved in something.
Right.
And you know, it had gotten away from that, so now, you know, it's coming back, and I'm glad to see.
All right, we'll take another break and back with more right after this.
My role here is a meter specialist, is to go out to neighborhood houses and read meters for the water company in order to prepare for the bill of the usage that they use per month. What I like most about my position is reading the commercial meters, the big meters, the hospitals, UPS, Ford, etc., and the mass meters, which we push water from counties. Oh, I love working for the Louisville Water Company. It's a great job. It's out in the field, which I love being out in the field. Great benefits, good pay. It's a real good job. My typical day is to come into Almond Avenue here and get my processor and go to my Jeep, get ice and water, get ready for the day, head out to my route and start reading those residential meters. Well, we have to qualify for this job. You have to go out and read a certain amount per day for a week or so to qualify to read these meters. Some days you can read from maybe 300 to 700 meters a day. Well, the most enjoyable part of the day is when you get to that last meter that you're reading for the day to say that your route is complete or, you know, time for lunch. So, because it's a long day some days here. The water company tends to take care of their employees better than others. That I feel, you know. We have our tools and our daily, you know, routes that we go to, and they tend to care about safety a lot more here at the water company. One of the things that I think that makes Louisville Water so great is their ability to produce such great quality water and get it to the customer. I'd say pure tap water is the best in America.
We're more than an energy company.
We are mothers,
Fathers,
neighbors, and friends.
Working hard when the weather is good.
and even harder when it's not.
With online updates to keep you safe and informed during a storm.
Programs to save you energy and money.
And new projects to help us provide cleaner, more reliable energy.
We're more than an energy company.
We are LG&E.
We're LG&E.
We are LG&E.
Our energies go to serving you.
Well, we're out here at Bellarmine University because we're celebrating the life of Mr. Art Walters, who will be 100 years old in November.
Yeah.
If he was still living with us today.
But his legacy is still continuing,
Correct.
You know, with his kids and his daughter, Michelle, primarily. So I got a chance to see what's going on still, and let's just take a look. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and I'm delighted for once again. I am here at Bellarmine College because there's going to be a special concert that's in conjunction with the father of Michelle Walters Barnett. Michelle, welcome once again.
Thank you so much.
So share with us about, while we're here, the name of the project, Honoring Your Dad, and your role in this.
Well, so the project is called the Arthur M. Walters Bridge Builders Project. It is honoring the legacy of my dad, who was a 20-year Army veteran, and he was also executive director of the Louisville Urban League for over 20 years. So what we try to do is give back to the community, service to the community, and all the proceeds that we raise goes towards education, youth empowerment, leadership, and health.
I know, how many years has this been going on now, though?
This is our 5th year, so this is a milestone year. And this year our dad would have turned 100. So we are celebrating centennial year of him, and we are honoring 2 100-year-old young ladies today, Miss Evelyn Glass and Miss Baba Harriet Weathers today. And our theme this year is Generation Celebrating 100.
How do you all come up with these themes?
Just inspired by God. That's we just try to go with what, like last year we did a tribute to veterans. And then the year before, Love is the Key. We've done one that was When Words Fail, Music Speaks. So it's a team effort. Everybody kind of puts their heads together.
Now, I know there are a lot of people out tonight, this afternoon. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with the program, because your son has a part in that, and what's the choir from Indianapolis.
Yes. Well, this year our special guest is the Indianapolis Symphonic Praise Choir. They normally sing behind a symphony orchestra. Today they're going to be here doing their thing with a little more freedom.
Well, as Michelle mentioned, in conjunction with tonight's theme of her dad was going to be 100 years old, there is a lady right here, a beautiful lady, who is 100 years old, who will be one of the honorees tonight. This is Miss Evelyn Glass. And Miss Glass, I am so honored to talk to you. I hear that you're 100 years young.
Yes, I am. I was 100 the 22nd of July.
What is it like being 100? Because you do not look 100.
It's just an ordinary day. Like every day, I get up and I thank the good Lord that He woke me up, started me out for the day. And I do the usual things by myself. I take care of my own personal needs. Maybe get a little breakfast, walk around and look at the flowers and the sunshine.
Now, are you a native of Louisville, Kentucky?
No, I'm really from Alabama.
What part?
Down below Birmingham was a little steel mill town. And with the steel mills, they took them all out. Naturally, the little town went bad, but by that time I was in high school.
So what brought you to Louisville, Kentucky?
I finished high school at Dunbar High in 35, and I came to Louisville to go to Kentucky State.
So what was your profession? What kind of work did you do?
Well, I'm a nurse, but by the way of a homemaker first for years. And after my children got in high school, I thought I'd go back to school and finish doing something worthwhile. And that's when General Hospital opened up their first nursing class. And I graduated from General Hospital in 55.
So interesting. So what are like some of your hobbies have been through the years?
Garden and flowers. I love to garden. I just got through putting some peppers together before I came out here to make pepper sauce. And I'm crazy about my flowers. I take care of them in the flower room and in and outdoors. The garden didn't do too much this year. The climate kept changing, but my peppers and tomatoes are doing well. So that's what I'm making up now. Out of the hot peppers, I've had about 3 or 4 different kinds.
Well, do you do canning and things like that?
This is not exactly canning, but it's pickling. Now, pickle okra and the peppers, I make pepper sauce, all different color peppers.
Well, now that you're in the food group, that makes me think you are a good cook, or is there something that's a specialty dish that you're known for?
Yes.
What is that?
They notice it all the year around, but by the Christmas, I will have gotten my cha-cha made. And that's made out of the garden. And I give little jars of cha-cha away for Christmas gifts. And
well, Miss Glass, it was just delightful to talk with you. When you said about the nursing, my sister used to be a nurse at the old General Hospital. Her name was Charlene Whitfield. And then you made me think about Reginald Glass's mom, Miss Wilhelmina Glass.
My sister-in-law. Reggie's my nephew.
Didn't I know?
Yes. His mother and I, we both married 2 brothers.
You know, Mr. Walters did a lot. Of course, member of the Esquires, member of the military, member of Alpha Phi Alpha. I think I said the Urban League, but he is just phenomenal and just, you know, such a major part and contribution to the city and the community.
When I think of Mr. Art Walters' name, I think of community, definitely, and giving back. And to see his family is still continuing that legacy is, you know, is really to salute them. And this, you know, event here, this afternoon is just another great. I mean, you have to come. You have to come to this.
Right. I remember one time I was doing some freelance reporting for the Courier Journal when I first moved to Louisville, and that was one of the first people that I had an opportunity to interview. And just a gracious man, and learned so much from him. So he was just a walking book of knowledge.
And I can't believe that he would have been a 100. And then the 2 recipients that they're awarding, and one I had the pleasure, you know, who we just saw, Miss Glass. I just saying that's inspiration.
Yes.
So that is inspiration. 100 years old, and you know, in the day she's had nothing done. You know, she's of sound mind, and she's spry, and she walks well. So
very beautiful at a century.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think that's our show.
Oh, and that's our time.
And we'll see you back here next time on Urban Lifestyles.
Bye.
Bye-bye.